Whiteout. Man, I didn't know Liquid Paper got so popular they had to make a movie about it.
In truth, though, when we were talking about all the movies to see tonight, because we each had to take a movie, I thought this was the Tyler Perry one. I was just like, oh, Whiteout, that must be the Tyler Perry
No,
movie.
that's White on Rice.
Yeah, no, Tyler Perry can afford more white people, so that's probably going to be his next film.
Oh, his budgets have gone up.
I mean, there's so much snow around there, you maybe Tyler Perry was there. Damn, what's that black polar bear doing out here? No, man, this is based on a comic book.
Yeah, it's well, yeah. I mean, everybody says graphic novel, but it was a mini series. Like, it was either 4 or 6 issues that came out way back in the 90s, like from Oni Press when they first started up. And it was written by Greg Rucka, who was a crime novelist. So this was like his first like intro into comics. And I read this book and I loved it. I mean, I haven't picked it up in 10 years.
That's why you went to see the movie, right?
Yeah. So I was anxious to see it. Now, I kind of knew by the fact that it hadn't really been advertised much and they didn't give us a press screening that it probably wasn't going to get the royal treatment.
Yeah, something had gone horribly awry.
Right. Either that or, hey, you never know. Maybe like it's a decent movie and the marketing people or the film execs just didn't believe in it.
And when they get a top-notch actress like Kate Beckinsale to show up, you're like, oh, well, this has got to be Oscar caliber material here.
Well, this movie, you say it's based on a graphic novel, but what we have here is she plays a U.S. Marshal, right?
Yeah.
And she goes to the Antarctic to find to investigate a murder.
Well, she's in the Antarctic already.
Yeah, she's already there. She's already the marshal at the ice station.
Because they need cops there too.
They do, just in case.
Yeah.
Well, to what? To stop the murdering penguins or something? I mean,
All right.
ain't nobody up there.
No. I'll give you that. It seems completely unnecessary, except we do have a crime that happens, a murder. So it's a good thing they had a marshal just in case.
Plus, there are always those polar bears up there making those Coke deals.
Damn, that's true, man. If you make a Coke deal in the Antarctic, who can tell?
Yeah, so if you're gonna be anywhere, do it there.
You better not drop that shit.
Can you imagine trying to? You can't do no lines there because the moment you get a line like,
this entire
damn it!
This entire mountain, it's made of snow. You know what the street value of this mountain is?
That's probably how they lure people there, because it's like 60 degrees below zero, and you go like, you see all that snow? That's actually cocaine, man.
How high do you have to be?
This is an awesome place to work.
That dude snorted the entire mountain. I'm fucking cold, man.
okay, so they got a murder. I mean, look, it's in the Antarctic. I mean, it's like the coldest part of the Antarctic,
Yeah,
right?
when it starts,
yeah.
it's like negative 55 below.
So that's like what, maybe 5-6 people up there. You can know who did it right on the spot.
Well, now, to be honest, it's a full ice station. Like, it's several stations.
Believe it or not, like science sends people out there to do shit. You know, they're like, hey, we better check the ice because I don't know.
Oh, okay. So this is not like a town. This is
No, it's not a town.
A research station.
Yeah, research station.
And it's connected to other local research stations.
Okay, so they got a population there.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
such, it's probably under 100 people.
But they do, like a fly through the base, so you get an idea of like how many people are actually working there.
I hope they do give you that, because it makes me think, what the fuck y'all studying up there?
No, well, I mean, Antarctic is like one of those, undiscovered countries where it's like going to the moon, where there's no other conditions like that anywhere.
Yeah.
So the experiments you do there, you can do stuff there that you can't do anywhere else.
Plus, there's, Antarctica.
Like freeze your balls off.
Well, there is
actually
that.
Study what the climate was like a million years ago there in a way that you can't do anywhere else, because it's still there and perfectly preserved,
Now, nature did not intend for you to survive out here. Time. Core body temperatures have fallen to approximately 97 degrees. Thinking is impaired. Motor skills failing. You are, in short, gentlemen, well on your way to dying, and it's only been 3 minutes. One great hazard out here, the whiteout. An unholy set of weather conditions converge, and the world falls away. Winds over 100 miles an hour skip off the ice out here and kick up snow so thick you can't see 6 inches in front of your face. You can lose yourself completely out there. Never underestimate the ice. Put your coats on now.
Okay, so they probably like trying to find Scrat from Ice Age and shit.
Yeah, right? Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Trying to find a fucking talking woolly mammoth and shit. So,
I tell you, I was praying they were going to find the thing, because Jesus Christ, can we please move this along, people?
That's funny, because we're reading the graphic novel. I kept thinking of the thing, because it's that whole ice station thing. But one thing about the graphic novel is that it was never boring.
Ooh.
And I can't say that about this movie.
So
This is dull.
Well, I have to say the movie actually does kind of have a cool hook. It's like they have to find this murderer, and there's more murders that occur, but you got to solve the case before the winter really kicks in.
Well, that's the
people
thing. The whiteout. This big storm. Like this. This where all these different conditions come, where the temperature drops way down, and there's a huge snowstorm to where everything gets covered.
And that's winter. You're stuck there if you miss that. And, it's not like they have to solve it before it. It would just be a big pain in the ass if they don't, which isn't quite the same as have to as far as dramatic tension goes.
Put it this way. Say you were there, and this is already happening, and they tell you, look, you got an hour to get on this plane, or you're going to be stuck here for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to solve that crime now, or are you going to take your sweet time?
I mean, I would figure that's where you would do a murder, because whoever is sent to solve the case, they'd be like, man, fuck that. It's cold. That's just a dead motherfucker out there.
I mean, the way I feel about coal, I am sort of like, if somebody commits a crime out in the Antarctic, let them have it. You know what?
Yeah. Okay,
It's
you got
yours.
away.
You work for it.
Yeah. You pick the
Mr.
right
Freeze,
spot.
you win.
Yeah. You want to be Frosty the Snowman and shit, go ahead. But
Kate Beckinsale here, like I said, she's a marshal, totally ineffective one. Like, she's like being chased by this guy, and she's running, she's going, eek, 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 like making girly sounds, and she's got a gun on her. The guy's got an ice axe. She's like gotta be 15 feet in front of this guy, and you're like, wait, aren't you supposed to be a well-trained U.S. Marshal?
That's what I was
around
thinking.
and shoot this mother.
Yeah, that's one of the big failings. It's like, as much as I like Kate Beckinsale, I'm sure she was like, look, I don't want to always be the pretty girl, having the sexy roles. I want to do something different. So they start her off doing something different by following her with the camera placed right at her crotch, and as we watch her get undressed and hop in the shower.
Which, to be fair, was the highlight of the film.
True, but she's just very girly, and the girl in the original book wasn't, and that's really the only thing where I would go like, I'm gonna nitpick this, but I was like, yeah, she just wasn't. It was a tougher girl in the original book, and it suffers from that.
Yeah, it suffers a lot from it because it doesn't make any sense in the context. Plus, she keeps having these flashbacks back to some shit that happened before in Miami. The reason she's there now, and when they finally reveal it, it's like, really? Why was that even there? I mean, come on, that didn't even need to be there at all. Worst of all is that they try and give her a reason to be there or be competent by letting her come to these preposterous conclusions of putting together the events of a crime.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, come on, man. The guys from CSI would look at her and say, yeah, okay, why don't you tell us another bedtime story?
Yeah.
You're just making that shit up off the top of your head. There's no way you could know that.
Yeah.
And they kind of telegraph the villain too.
Oh, yes, they do.
so you can pretty much, it's very predictable. Is what you're saying.
There's a scene early on where you just you put a red dot by him, and that red dot never goes away.
Yeah.
So when it gets revealed, it's like, yeah.
It's funny you should say that this is so slow, because it's directed by Dominic Sena, the guy that did Swordfish and Gone in 60 Seconds. Not both great movies, but
No.
I've heard that I didn't see Swordfish, but I heard that there were a lot of cool action scenes in that. There was an explosion in that movie that was just crazy.
Swordfish sucks.
Swordfish sucks except for the first 2 minutes, and
Yeah.
the whole rest of that movie sucks.
Oh, okay.
Even Halle Berry's naked breast can't do it.
Yeah, it's not to save it.
And what he did Gone in 60 Seconds too, which
Yeah, yeah.
It's also cliche.
But-
yeah, exactly.
It's one of these things where there's ever so often I feel like he gets the feel of it, like that whole the fact that what you're battling even more than his murderer is the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's-
he never goes anywhere with it. There's a whole set piece close to the end. Okay, the idea is there's all these stations kind of connected, and to go from one to the other, there are ropes, and you have to hook onto these ropes, because otherwise you get blown off your feet, and you
And
can't
you're just
find your
lost.
way back. You're lost.
It'd be like falling off a cruise ship.
Yeah, you'd be 20 feet away, but you have no idea which way to go. And you go walk the wrong direction, too bad, you're
your ass
dead.
is gone.
And so, of course, the moment you see that there's going to be a big fight scene in the middle of a whiteout.
I mean, they really could have just gone to a blank screen and just had some sound effects.
Exactly.
Well, how can you fight in the middle of a whiteout? Because you
couldn't.
can't see anybody.
It didn't make any sense, partially because, okay, the whole thing is if you get unhooked, suddenly you fly 30 miles an hour away because the wind's so strong. But riddle me this, connected to the rope thing or not, how could you possibly even stand up if the wind was that strong?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense at all. And watching it, I was like, wow, if you had found some way to sell this, maybe I don't know, several more ropes hooked in, giant spikes on your boots, something, then this could have been cool. But as it was, it's just lazy, like almost everything else in this film.
Now one thing they like, okay, that's bad, and also like every time they do CGI, it's really bad. Like it starts with a plane flying in, and these Russians having to crash. And every time they show that plane, it's like, I would say it's like a cut scene from a video game, but those actually look kind of better.
Yeah, they do.
and the whole thing that happens with her and her partner, that's really terrible. However, some of their practical effects are awesome. There's something that happens at Kate Beckinsale early on that lets you know just how dangerous his environment is.
Oh, I bet she loses some fingers. I'm just taking a guess.
Well,
they show it in the trailer, like somebody loses a hand.
Well, yeah. They show what her hand looks like before she has to lose the fingers, and it's just, it hits you. You're like, damn, this is serious. And they also show a dead body that's been frozen out, outside, and it just looks so realistic. I mean, it sends at home. If there's anything it does good, it's that. Now, in the middle of Antarctica, with all this going on, and there's one black guy. Let me ask you a question. Does he live?
Well, first of all, he's out in the middle of the snow, and black people don't handle cold too well.
Okay, all right. It was a trick question because there was actually no black people out there.
If there's one black guy out there, he's the killer because he's clearly insane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, only problem with that now. See, if there was a fight in the Whiteout with him, he'd lose.
Yeah, you could see him.
The white person would be like, "Hi, you can't see me, can you?" The brother would be like, "Pshow, where are you? Pshow. I'm gonna get you, Pat." But nah, man. So this is based on a comic book. I mean, it sounds like a straightforward murder mystery or thriller. We don't get any like Yetis or abominable snowmen.
No. It was never
snowman or snow people.
Because you can't tell in the trailer. It seems like maybe it's a horror movie kind of thing, but really it's a run of the mill as they come, like a murder thriller. It really is. It just happens to be set in Antarctica.
And it's the kind of thing that worked better as a graphic novel, or probably as a novel, just because you get more into the character's thoughts. It felt grittier. Here, it's all like, hey, let's do this by the numbers and rush through it with nothing special going on for it. And it almost kind of upsets me in as much as it's the kind of thing where if somebody saw it without reading the book, they would never want to read it. And even me, myself, I was recently thinking about ordering the graphic novel because I was like, man, I haven't read that book in a while, and I'd like to. Now, after seeing this, it's just kind of taken all the surprise away from me. So I'm just gonna like hold on to my old memories, but probably not spend any money on buying it now.
So what would you give it then?
I would give it probably a low rental. I mean, it's not quite a some old bullshit, but it's the very definition of a rental. It's like it really from the 10 seconds in, it's never gonna hit full price and probably not sustain matinee.
Yeah. Okay.
I kept toying with that because I'm like, there's nothing here I hate. As I thought about it more on the way back from it, I was like, there's not a single thing in it I like. Nothing. There's nothing about this that I could recommend to anyone, even for sitting at home for a rental. I've actually got to give this a some old bullshit because there's just it has nothing to say good about it.
Damn.
Not
even the.
I didn't hate it.
The Kate Beckinsale crotch shot.
Yeah.
You got pretty hot about that.
Well, it's I was like, hey, that's nice, but that come on, man.
That is at the very beginning.
It's the internet too. Come on. I can see that shit in any Kate Beckinsale movie.
Yeah, and they had a commercial where they actually showed Kate Beckinsale undressing.
Yeah.
And it was almost like she was bent over for the camera.
That does happen in there.
Yeah, he leaned over to me, Leon. He's like, "Wow, this is the very definition of gratuitous." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't mind."
I mean, if they had done something creative with it, like she pulls her pants off and a breeze comes in and her ass cheeks fall off, frozen, ching, ching,
Oh my God. What the hell happened here?